This Walk-On Coach Conversation brought to you by Waukon State Bank and Fareway of Waukon. We're with head coach Jed Hemann. And coach, you're sitting at 3-3 here at the holiday break, but you've won your last two games, beating Decorah and Charles City. Are things moving in the right direction based on those results?
Yeah, I mean, we think so. We finally shot a little better the last couple of games. We really had trouble putting the ball in the hoop. We got a lot of good shots. When we lost a few games there early on, just weren't able to put them in. With all the guys we've got coming back though from football, just starting to get our legs into things again. Though I think we're moving in the right direction. So we're hopeful to get some good practices over break here and keep things rolling.
And you talk about the guys coming back from football, and it's from the outside looking in, it's maybe not that much of a difference, but there's a big difference between football shape and basketball shape, isn't there?
Absolutely, there is. The aerobic part of running up and down the floor is one thing, but just getting their legs underneath them as far as just the balance with shooting, or I know we had foul trouble early on, and a lot of that is just body control. Where football you're banging into guys all over, and basketball you've got to be under control, and it's more positioning and the balance and that core work that you need to do. So. It takes a little bit of adjustment. We've got some good athletes on the team though, and like I said, I think we're moving in the right direction.
And your last game against Charles City was one of those close games, but you guys ended up pulling it out. Last few years, those games have gone against you more than for you. Was that maybe a little bit of a turning point, getting a victory like that?
Yeah, it was. Actually, in that game, we had about a 10-point lead, before the last minute and a half or so of the game, and just had a little bit of trouble with Charles City's press, which they do very well with. But it was great to see our guys pull that out and do what we needed to do down the stretch. I think we've got a veteran team this year. A lot of those young guys that struggled a little bit, maybe finishing games the last couple of years, are now upperclassmen. And we're hoping to see some results with that and win some of those closer games.
And looking at the stat sheet, you got 3 guys averaging double figures right now and 4 guys averaging at least 7 points per basketball game. Is this becoming one of those teams that there's going to be multiple threats out there, and it's not going to be a case of if you stop one guy, you're going to stop the Indians?
Yeah, we really think it is. I mean, we feel like we've got a lot of guys that can score, a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. A lot of guys that can pass, a lot of guys that can defend. So as far as trying to focus on one guy or stopping one guy for us, I think that would be difficult. We've got quite a bit of size too, as far as several guys in that 6'3" to 6'5" range, which I think it does pose some matchup problems for some teams.
How are you going to manage the holiday break from a practice perspective?
Actually, last night we just watched some video and did some light shooting, and we're not practicing the rest of this week. I still feel like the guys, especially that went as far as they did in football, they only got about a week off after the football season was over. I think some of those guys just, they were wanting to get going with basketball, but just mentally, I think it's important for them to get a little more of a break here. We're hoping they have a great time with their families over break, and next week we're hoping to get back after things, and the idea is hopefully kids will come back pretty motivated and can't wait to get things going again.
And what's going to be the focus improvement wise over the holiday break from a practice perspective?
Yeah, we talked a lot of different things. Defensively, I think we're close on a lot of things. We just showed a lot in video last night on the positioning of our feet. Things like that, our rotations. We're getting close on them. We're just kind of half a step slow yet right now. Just even communicating defensively. There's several times where it's obvious we're not doing a great job of communicating. Another thing would even be rebounding, boxing out. We've got some guys that can definitely rebound, but the last few games we've given up double digits in offensive rebounds, which should not happen with our team. So, I think that things are moving in the right direction, but we also feel like there's a lot of small things, easy things that we can clean up a lot to really help us improve too.
Little things mean a lot, don't they?
Absolutely, they do.
Well, most importantly, Coach, Merry Christmas to you and your family and everybody associated with Walk-On Boys Basketball. Have a safe and healthy and happy break, and here's to a successful 2021 for your squad.
Yep. Thanks a lot, Darren.
Jed Hemann with this Walk-On Coach Conversation brought to you by Walk-On State Bank and Fareway of Walk-On.